Yeah, it's getting close to a week since Mississippi faced that deadly ice storm, and recovery efforts there have been well underway. Amongst the folks doing what they can to help is Team Dominator. It's a group of storm chasers. If you're plugged into the weather community, you know about these guys and their work. They've spent the past 6 days on the ground in Oxford doing what they can to help deliver essential supplies and equipment to residents there who are still without power and water and have been dealing with sub-freezing temperatures. So joining us now to talk about his experience is storm chaser Rob McBay. Rob, great to chat with you, man. Thanks for being here with us on Fox Weather. What has this been like? There's nothing worse than an ice storm and the extended impacts after them. What's it been like in Oxford?
It's been a challenge for sure. It's hard to get resources in and out, and I think that's the biggest thing. And a lot of people are experiencing that by the time resources get in and people hear about them, they're already gone. So it's been a real challenge, but we've started small and kind of spread out and knocked out what we can. It's been a real big group effort. We've done a 6-day mission down there so far, and we were in Oxford when the precipitation started falling. So we've been there the whole time, running off little sleep, just doing everything that we could. I've brought in thousands of dollars of supplies. We've actually linked with the United Cajun Navy down there, went and did recovery missions, reaching out to people that are in need, seeing what they need, what their immediate essentials are, and procuring those essentials and delivering them back to them. We've been clearing driveways. We've been helping utility workers kind of move around and get stuff out of the road. So it's a huge collaborative effort to get it fixed still, but it's still just a drop in the bucket because there's so many other towns that need help that nobody has gotten to yet.
Right. It's such a big job, but every bit counts. So that's fantastic work that you're doing. As someone that's seen a lot, you mentioned being there as the ice started to fall. We were watching that play out in real time. First, the sheen on the trees. Was there a point where you're like, this is going to be really bad? I know looking at some of those forecasts for icing up to about an inch, it's different when you start seeing it happening in real life.
Yeah, we had a couple hopes. We knew 72 plus hours out that it was going to be a cataclysmic event. We just didn't have the specifics on the bullseye of the worst of the damage and ice accretion. And so we started that evening Friday in Holly Springs, actually, before we went to Oxford. And we were kind of hoping maybe it would just dump a whole lot of sleet before it transitioned over to freezing rain, and that the freezing rain droplets would be larger than they actually were. And a lot of what we got a downpour and then a really fine mist for hours. And so once we had about 1.5 inches of sleet accretion in Holly Springs, we looked at the models, we compared that to the radar, we made some calculated guesses, and we figured Oxford was probably the place to be. And so we staged there in Oxford, and we stayed there the entire time. And by Saturday night, trees were coming down, power lines were arcing, flashing, transformers were catching stuff on fire. It was just pure chaos. And then the power went out, and it stayed out.
Yeah, and then First Light revealed the scope of what had happened, not just there in Oxford, as you said, but in all those outlying communities and across the region where there are still several hundred thousand folks without power. Rob, great work down there, as I mentioned. Thanks for telling us a little bit about what you're doing down there in Oxford.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, we're just glad to be a part of it, glad to help out and do what we can. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, so nobody really pays us to do this. We spend a lot of our own personal money, and we're just really passionate about helping people that are in need, especially during any kind of disasters. We did the same thing on the ground in Kerrville during the floods, and we're always going to be on the ground, ready to help as soon as it happens, not days later.
Yeah. It's fantastic work. It's important work, and we hope to check back in with you throughout this whole process. Rob McBay, a storm chaser with Team Dominator. Great to talk with you on Fox Weather. Thank you.
Awesome. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
You too.